Good morning, good afternoon. This is Alicia Garcia-Herrero. I'm Chief Economist for Asia Pacific at Natixis and Senior Research Fellow at Bruegel, a European Brussels-based think tank. I'm here today to talk about global governance from a European perspective, although I am a long-term Asia resident. Greater China resident, by the way. I realize that there is a lot of issues that Europe could bring to the table on global governance. And the reason is simple. Europe is basically a concept, but not a nation. We're 27 countries at the moment, with actually accession countries still there, Croatia and others to come. So we are little United Nations, if I may say. And this is important for global governance for a very simple reason. There can't be governance globally if there is no coordination of policies, and I would even go further without cooperation across countries. So the theme I want to explore today is the fact that regionalization helps global governance. So in the case of Europe, the fact that basically a consensus-based approach to policies is followed. In many cases, we even have unanimity in the case of external policies, might be seen by the rest of the world as very difficult, and indeed it does slow down Europe. That's of course undeniable. But at the same time, it creates an example of sustainability in regional governance, in this case Europe, and therefore global governance, because once the European Union has a certain position on a topic, it's very hard to move away from that position, given how much consensus is needed to create that position. So what I'm trying to advocate here, what I'm actually advocating here is try to basically create more regional positions on topics. They don't have to be necessarily geographically determined, but certainly bloc-based determined. I know it's not fashionable to talk about blocs, and I'm very aware of President Xi's speech at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. I don't mean to say military blocs or anything like that. I mean to say consensus blocs, so that there is easier global governance down the road on economic policy matters, on sanitary policy, on climate change. So there's been a wealth of literature on climate blocks, the idea being that blocks could actually push action on climate more quickly. This is, of course, not the first best. The first bet would be for any country to just operate rationally and get an agreement. But I think we've learned by now that this is not going to be possible in the current circumstances. So my call here is to try to think of that model, consensus-based European Union decision-making for more regions in the world. This could be the African Union, for example. And that in itself would simply, speed up decisions at the global level, and with the most obvious being climate change, but also pandemic preparation, etc. So this is all from my side, and thank you very much for the invitation to this very interesting event. Thank you, and bye-bye.